Good evening. My name is Kat and this is Ryan.
Hello.
This video is for our nursing leadership class regarding how to discipline your employees or our employees.
So the topic for this video will be failure to clock in and out in time. This is a very common problem among several departments.
And we are basing on our video record from our book in page 261, chapter 19. And it covers the three major elements. The first one is the progressive discipline. Second one is the how guideline for effective discipline. And third will be how to deal with policy violation.
So the first key element, like what Kat mentioned, is that it should be progressive. When it means with progressive discipline, it's on page 261 of the textbook, that it should have increasingly severe levels of discipline. So first, you should start with a verbal warning, then a written warning, and perhaps a meeting with the department director, and then eventually, if it's not stopped, to termination. The penalty should be progressive as well. You should start with a verbal warning, perhaps a suspension, and if the behavior does not change on that employee in question, you should terminate that employee, unfortunately.
I'll be talking about a guideline for effective discipline. It's on the page 261 also, based on box 19-2. Make sure you are talking to the right person and correct the correct data. Make sure they are really clocking in and out, not on time. And when you discipline your employee, do not be angry and don't make it personal. And do not suddenly tighten your enforcement for rule and listen to their side of the stories. But when you think you're right, hold your ground together. That doesn't mean you can get angry though. Do not apply penalty inconsistently, and discipline this matter in private, not in public. Make the offense clear. And lastly, inform the human resource or the managers if the discipline is not effective and for going to the next level to fix the problem.
So the third element that we picked was dealing with the policy violation, and this is actually a heading in page 259 of the textbook. I picked this heading because I spoke with my clinical manager one night, and I talked about this issue. I showed him the part of the book, and he says, "Yeah, it's very pertinent in real life, and it's very commonsensical. That's why I picked it. So that's why I picked this section." So the first step, I would say, is make sure that the employee is actually aware of the policy. Obviously, if the employee is not aware that he should clock in and out on time, then that should be the first thing that the manager should address. Once the employee is aware, he should also describe the behavior in terms of the employee's self-interest and the interest of the department. So, for example, if let's say it's a he's clocking in too early, the department will lose funding by overpaying the employee, and if it loses funding, it won't be able to have new hires, it won't be able to pay for more equipment, which make the work more difficult for everyone in the workplace. Or in terms of the employee's self-interest, if he clocks in too late, he won't get paid appropriately. So that'll perk up the employee's interest to clock in and out on time. Another thing is to make sure that you show the policy, the actual written policy, and clarify all the details of that policy to the employee. That way, everyone is on the same boat on how this policy should be followed. Next is to find the employee's reason on why he or she is clocking in late. Maybe the clock is too far from the department. So address that reason as well. And of course, tell the employee to stop this behavior and to look for alternative solutions. Maybe if the clocking machine is not working, put a written note and give it to the clinical manager to sign, and they can address it at that time. So that's an important part of this policy. So I think that's pretty much it regarding this video.
And that's our presentation. Thank you for listening.
Bye bye.